This is the Sony Xperia ZR, little brother of the original Xperia Z. Both were released in the year 2013 and fortunately mine still works even after 6 years. It has been in storage for the last 2 years and I recharged the battery and it turned on without any problem. Now I'd say this phone is a rare gem from Sony because you don't get to see a phone with a removable battery that is water resistant. So this phone is IP58 water resistant. You can see the seal here on the back panel and it fits right onto over here, and yep, this phone is kind of water resistant and it's got a removable battery, and this is something that we don't see from Sony very often. So there is our loudspeaker, SIM card, and the micro SD card goes in over there, the secondary noise cancellation microphone, flash, and the 13 megapixel rear camera. Now originally the Xperia ZR was released with Android Jelly Bean, but later it saw an update to Android Lollipop, which is still widely in use on many devices. So a lot of your recent apps will still work on this phone, but do keep in mind the RAM is 2 gigabytes and the internal memory is only 8 gigabytes. So that will prevent a lot of newer games from running on this phone, even though the CPU is still quite capable. Now Xperia ZR retains most of the features from the original Xperia Z, like the CPU, which is a Qualcomm APQ8064 Snapdragon S4 Pro. It is a quad-core CPU clocked at 1.5 GHz, and the graphics is powered by the Adreno 320 processor. It's got IP58 rating and the rear camera is 13 megapixels, but that ends there. The front camera was downgraded from 2 megapixel down to VGA, so don't really expect any high quality selfies on this phone. The screen was also shrunk down from the 5-inch Xperia Z down to 4.5-inch, and the resolution was dropped from full high definition to 720p. And you can probably see the LED backlight there lighting up the screen. That's because the screen quality wasn't outstanding, and obviously because this was not their flagship phone. The Xperia Z was the flagship phone, but nonetheless the screen had good color reproduction when you view it head on like this. But yeah, bad viewing angles. You can see the colors kind of shift when you tilt the phone around. And take a look at this. This is the notification LED on the Xperia ZR. So instead of having it on the top there, Sony put the notification LED on the bottom like this, and it looks so cool. Now I really like the old Sony UI. So this is the lock screen and you get this cool animation when you touch the screen. So something like this, and you unlock it. Most of the elements of the UI are still the same. So you have the similar Xperia home, long press, you get all these settings. I think I just updated the launcher to the latest version. You also have this grid feature. Anyways, if you can remember, this is the old weather widget. Used to flip out like this and close it like this. And this is the camera shortcut. This is also omitted from the latest Xperia series. And you also have double tap to sleep on this phone. And I think I haven't enabled double tap to wake. And the camera UI was also different back in the day. So you have all the camera shortcuts on one single screen. You don't have to flip anything. So you have your scene modes over here, and you have your settings over here. And let's turn on the flash once and click a picture. So yeah, this is what you used to get back in the day. The camera quality wasn't that stellar like it is nowadays. Anyways, this is the photo widget. I think this photo widget is also not there on the latest Sony Xperia phones. So let's try playing a video. See if it plays. Oh yeah, it does play, and this is a full high definition video. And this is that squishy cat case. I've done the review of this few days earlier. Nice and loud speaker. So this is our speaker. And let's go to display settings and see what we got. So we do have mobile Bravia engine 2. which I've turned off. You do get white balance settings, daydream, font size, and let's go to audio settings. So you do have clear audio plus, equalizer is there. Let's open music and then go to equalizer. And I think music app will also be exactly the same like it is nowadays. So yeah, exactly the same media apps. So you do have the classic Sony equalizer. This is still the same on the XZ Premium. Clear bass. So here is our charging port, and as you can see, these older generation Sony phones had this plastic flap with rubber seals on it. It used to eventually wear out, and you'll lose your waterproofing. And this one has plastic cover on the charging port as well as the 3.5mm headphone jack. So thankfully there are no more plastic covers on newer Sony smartphones. Alright, so concluding thoughts. I think this phone will still do okay if all you do is text on WhatsApp, browse the web occasionally, watch YouTube videos and browse on the Instagram and make regular cellular calls. Just don't bother putting many apps on this one because it does get slow and sluggish. And yes, this phone does get quite hot and the battery life is not up to mark. Maybe that's because the battery has degraded over the years, and fortunately it's a user replaceable battery, so I might look for a original replacement battery for this phone. But other than that, this phone is still working fine. And no, I'm not planning to sell this phone. Even if you give me a lot of money, I'm not going to sell this thing because it is one of those rare devices that are meant to go to your collection. So at the moment I am collecting Sony phones, and I will be putting this thing into storage. Alright guys, so thank you for watching this video, and do stay tuned for more videos like these, and I'll see you guys next time.